Yeah, so as we've kind of talked about some of the different stages that we're going to go through in separation, the first ones that she's going to go through, and it's called love lock. And basically, what I say in it and how I see this happening with people, I don't have that term coined or anything, it's just something that I've come up with. And I kind of see there's three or four stages that she's going to go through. But that first one's really important because when you're out there trying to get her gifts, or you're trying to fix things, and let's talk about fix things, you have an undesirable need to basically feel internally like everything's okay. And it's not about a feel that's going to be safe with that, guys, at that point in time, because there's nothing that you can do at this point that's going to fix that. Because with her intuition, she's going to need to sense that you've changed. And there's nothing you can do that's going to change her mind. You can't say anything that's going to have a huge effect on that right away, okay? And so when I say fix, part of the issue with that fixing, if we use quotations with fixing, is that it's not going to be instantaneously. We know that most women are initiating divorce. 60% of women are initiating divorces. And, you're sitting there thinking, we could stop all this and the kids could get back to a normal life if you would just stop. But see, she doesn't feel safe. And the harder you try, what's going to happen is she's going to come back at you and say, well, why didn't you do this sooner? Why didn't you do this earlier? Because she can't feel safe with you right now. Now, that feeling safe is just as important to her as fixing it is to you, okay? And a lot of guys don't understand this because they just think, oh, fixing it. Let's just fix it real quick. Everything will be fine. I'll throw my best logic at it. Gentlemen, it's not about the logic that's going to fix things for her. It's about how she feels. Because I've never really thought about it like this a whole lot, but as I've talked to women more and more on this topic, they really struggle with safety at times. In other words, saying, guys, I've never felt unsafe to walk to my car. I mean, parking lot right out there, I never feel safe dark at night walking to my car. Never been a problem for me. Um, a lot of times, though, women will tell you there's a lot of times walking that I don't necessarily feel safe. And there's a lot for that vulnerability, sexuality, just different things. And that's why, as guys, as dads, we walk our daughters to the car at dark nights, right? We just want to make sure they get the car okay. Hey, call me when you get home. Let me know you made it. All of those things. Sure, you might do that with your boy kids too, but you definitely do that with your daughters a whole lot. I know I do. So, anyway, that feeling of safe, vulnerability. Okay, now there's that vulnerability in communication too, because masculinity we think is tough and tumble, but that's not the case because she wants to know you. She wants to know how she feels when she's around you and how you make her feel. And I ask a lot of guys, how does your wife feel when she's around you? What does she feel with you? Are you talking about her feelings with her? Why would we want to do that? So guys, in this first stage, this love lock, all of it, you can't just fix it, okay? But you really have to work on all the things that she's been asking you to work on for so long, because she's looking to be like, if he's not going to change, then I won't change the way I feel. I'll always feel this way. And that's not going to be okay for her, okay? And she may be saying all the things that hurt you. Save it for the next one. I've already filed. There's no point, okay? Don't get caught up in all of your feelings, your fear, because confidence is going to be tested and tried during all of this, okay? So don't get stuck in that. The important thing in all of this is that we're definitely here to help you. Set up a call with me. I can help you through this stage because you're going to need to talk. You probably need to be careful who you talk with, okay? You don't need to be talking to her about a lot of this, because what she needs to know is at the end of the day, you're just like the beach, that you can handle the waves crashing in, because her emotions are going to come in crashing, and it's going to crash hard, okay? And you're going to want to respond, and you're going to want to validate, and you're going to want to try to fix. But extreme ownership during this love lock is going to be important, because she needs to know your pride and ego are going to want to validate and tell you, well, it didn't really happen that way. I can't believe you think that happened. Yeah, guys, it's not about your pride and ego right now, okay? So there's a whole lot more to this, because the next stage that's coming, you're really going to need to make sure that you can handle this one, because if you don't get through this, then you'll never get to the next one. And we'll talk more about this in some other videos that are coming, but I want you to understand that, okay? So if you're having a hard time with this, or you just think, I can talk to my mom or my dad or anybody about this, be careful with that, okay? Because there's tough times that we all go through, and that's going to create a lot of emotion, and they have their prejudice, their values towards you as well. Not your other half sometimes, in some cases, and everything's different, but you want to be careful about that, because if you look at John Gottman's work, and how do you have attunement towards her, but make it appropriate, because we know that bank account is really important in making sure that your savings account, your bank account is balanced with your spending. So there's a whole lot that I'm kind of bringing up in this conversation today, but I just see so many guys that are really struggling with all this here recently, and I just wanted to make a video. Hey, I hope this helps you. If you need more in-depth work, or I've got an online course coming here before too long, and there's going to be all kinds of things that are coming that can help you guys, because I'm not going to do this the traditional way that I've done in therapy for 20 years. I'm changing things up a tad, because at the end of the day, you need tools, you need things that are really going to change the game, because there's a whole lot of influences these days, but you can do this and it will work, okay? And don't give up hope yet. So I'll have another one out in a couple days, but until then, guys, take care. God bless.